Hey everybody, welcome to Full Mock 9. So today we're going to be starting off with English. Question 1. What is the best synonym for spurious? She has sought asylum since spurious gossip about her began circulating. The best synonym here would be D, untrue. The gossip here is untrue. Question 2. It can be inferred that Elizabeth would have likely been disqualified from receiving the Blauvelt Award if caught cheating because the award recognised academic integrity and promise. So the answer is C. Question 3. According to the passage, how is Elizabeth different than many of her classmates? We'd see in paragraph 3, most of its students came from privileged backgrounds, but this was not the case for Elizabeth. The answer is C. She's not wealthy. Question 4. As used in the final paragraph, what was the best antonym for inevitable? Inevitable means something is going to happen. It's certain to happen at some point. So the best antonym here would be A, unlikely. Question 5. Which of the following words best describes how Elizabeth feels after being accused of cheating? Best way here is frustrated. She's spending her time brooding. She thinks they're laughable. She's very frustrated about the whole thing. Question 6. A character in a story who is opposed to, struggles against, or competes with another is called the antagonist. Using this information, it can be understood that the antagonist in this paragraph is whoever accused Elizabeth. Question 7. The Blauvelt Award was important to Elizabeth because it will help her family pay for college. The answer is B. Question 8. What emotion does Elizabeth primarily extend towards uncovering her accuser? You can see through her actions. She opened the same school directory on her bed and began combing through the names. She planned to expose her accuser. She knew it was just a matter of time. She's very determined about it. So the emotion she displays here is B, determination. Question 9. Which of the following best describes the setting of the story? With certainly elite academy, a lot of privileged, rich kids. Is it small? Switch to a red highlighter for this one. Seagrove was such a small and insular community with 21 kids graduating. So a small, elite community. Answer is B. Question 10. Why might the accusations against Elizabeth be especially damaging to her? She's recently been recommended for the Blauvelt Award. So she's recently been nominated for a prestigious award. Prestigious meaning very important. Question 11. What can be inferred about the culture at Seagrove Academy? It's very privileged. It values wealth and social status. Question 12. What does the passage suggest about Elizabeth's study habits? As we can see, if I go back to my red highlighter, she lacked a natural intelligence, but she made up for it through diligence and perseverance. So, she compensates for a lack of natural intelligence with hard work. Question 13. How does Elizabeth plan to address the accusations against her? We know that she's going through the school directory to find out who the accuser is. So the answer is C, by investigating to find out who her accuser is. Next section, got spelling and punctuation. So in part of this sentence, there is a mistake. One of the words is spelt wrong. What we got to do? If the mistake is in this section, the answer will be A. If it's in this section, it'll be B. This section, C. This section, D. Right? The mistake here, Malcolm was unsure of what happened when his ball disappeared. The mistake here is in the word happened. It is missing an E there, where it should be spelt like that. The answer is C. Question 15. He chose maths, physics and product design for his A-levels. The mistake here is in physics, where it should be spelt like this, with the Y and the S switched round. Question 16. The Houses of Parliament are where the government debates and makes decisions. The mistake here is in part C, where government should be spelt with an N there. Question 17. The boys walked across the field to get to the windmill on the other side. Mistake here is in B, where across should be spelt with one C. Question 18. The engineering student had been studying bridges for over a decade. In this sentence, there is no mistake. In this section, there is a mistake with the punctuation. Spelling should all be fine, but the punctuation is wrong. The mistake here, question 19, is in this apostrophe. The apostrophe should have come before the S. If it comes after the S, that would mean there's more than one boy. We put the apostrophe after the S only for the plural. But as we can see, there's no S on the end of son. So there's only one son that we're talking about here. So it should be only one boy. Question 20. At his school sports day, Steve had won 2 different events. The mistake here is C. Steve is a name, so it should have a capital letter. Question 21. However, his sister, Ellie, did not receive the same prize for winning her race. Where we have a name like that, where we have a clause like that, there should be a comma both before and after. In this example, there is no comma afterwards, so the answer is B. Question 22. She decided to put more effort so her parents wouldn't ignore her anymore. Here we're missing an apostrophe there, so the answer is D. That will show them, she thought. Finally, they'll see what I'm capable of. At the end of speech, we need a comma before the speech mark. There should be a comma right in there. So the mistake is A. In this next section, we have to choose the best word or group of words to complete each numbered line. What word here would fit inside this space? Because of the heat, Freddie and Charlotte were stuck inside. Boiling hot. Boiling hot is a phrase commonly used to say how hot something is. Both of blank parents were at work that day. Both of their parents. The possessive version of their. 26. The siblings were so bored if they could go outside without burning. They were wondered. That's not right. Are wondering. We can see this is in the past tense, so it can't be are. Were wondering. They were wondering if they could go outside without burning. Question 27. Freddie opened the front door. The temperature, so he knew there was no end in sight. We know it's talking about being hot. The temperature was climbing, meaning increasing. The temperature was going up. It was getting hotter. Question 28. He put on his sunscreen and dashed outside into the garden. Now let's move on to maths. Question 1. Which number has the smallest value? So we've got 1 before the decimal point. We've got 0 before the decimal point. So we know it's not going to be one of the ones with 1 before the decimal point. Out of these three, 0.04, 0.22, and 0.06, we can see it's going to be B, 0.04. Question 2. In the shape below, to the side, what is the size of angle X? So we know all the angles in a quadrilateral, four-sided shape, add up to 360 degrees. So we need to take these two angles out. 360 minus 120 minus 120 is 120 degrees. So these two, let me use my red highlighter, these two angles, X plus X equals 120 degrees. So if 2 X's is 120 degrees, 1 X is half of that, 60 degrees. So the answer is A. Question 3. Joe has 60 pencils in a box. 25% of them are red and 40% are green. So let's work out red first. 25% is a quarter, and a quarter of 60, 15 red. 40% of 60. Let's first find out 20%, which is a fifth. 20% of 60 is 12. 20% by 2, same as 12 by 2, which is 24 green. So 15 plus 24, 39, which is all the pens that are not red. Are not blue. All the pens that aren't blue. So to find all the blue ones, we take those off to get 21. The answer is E. Question 4. A number is multiplied by itself 3 times to give an answer of 125 squared. 125. What is the number? So a number multiplied by itself 3 times is the same as cubing a number. So what number is this cubed to get 125? It's 5. It's 5 times 5, 25. 25 times by 5, 125. So the answer is A, 5. Question 5. Max has 2-litre bottles. Max has a full 2-litre bottle of lemonade. He pours 310 millilitres into each of 5 glasses. How much lemonade is left in the bottle? So 310 times by 5. 0, 5, 15. So that's all the lemonade taken out of the bottle. And we started off with 2,000 milliliters. So let's subtract that. 5. 4, 0. 450 milliliters remaining in the bottle. Question 6. What is the mean value of the 4 expressions below? So we know mean the same as average, which means you add all of these up, then divide by the number that they're asked. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 expressions. So we're going to be divided by 4. Let's first add all of these up to get 4n plus 10, 27, 48. That should be plus 48. 4n plus 48 divided by 4 is n plus 12, which is A. Question 7. Jack left his house at 1:50 to go to football and returned home at 5:25. How long was Jack away from home? So, get from 50 minutes to 25. If we say 12 there, 6 there, pretend this is a clock. 50 would be pointing over this way. So the minute hand needs to move all the way around there. To reach 5. That is 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 minutes. 35 minutes would bring us to 2:15. Then we just need to work out the hours. So how many hours between 2:25 and 5:55? 5:25? 3 hours. It's the answer. 3 hours and 35 minutes. Question 8. A 2-kilometre road is represented on a scale map by a 5 centimetre line. What length line on the same map would represent a 5-kilometre road? Ratios question. So, 2 kilometres to 5 centimetres. 5 kilometres to what? What do we do to this side? We multiply it by 2.5. Whatever we do to one side of a ratio, we have to do the other as well. So 5 times 2.5 is 12.5 centimetres. The answer is C. Question 9. What is 7.98 rounded to the nearest tenth? So tenth this digit right here. We look at this one to see if we round up or down. Because 8 is greater than 5, we round upwards. We get 8.0. But we don't need the 0.0 because 8.0 is the same as 8. And to make things easier, we just write 8, which is A. Question 10. Which of the shapes below has more than 4 lines of symmetry? Pentagon. Let's draw the lines of symmetry there. So like that, like that, like that, like that, and like that. There are 5 lines of symmetry in a pentagon. So the answer is D, a regular pentagon. Question 11. What is the lowest common multiple of 3, 7, and 14? So let's go through the 3 times tables. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, 36, 39, 42. Let's go through the 7 times tables. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42. 14 times table, I'm going to do them over here on the left side. 14, 28, 42. So you might think it'd be 14. That doesn't show up on the 3 times tables. You could think it'd be 21. That doesn't show up on the 14 times tables. So 42 shows up on all 3. So the answer there is E, 42. Question 12. What is 9 squared minus 3 squared? Well, what is 9 squared, first of all? 9 squared, 81. 3 squared is 9. So what's 81 minus 9? 72. Question 13. Plastic bricks were placed on top of each other to form a 2-meter high column. The side of each block measured 80 millimeters. So what we want to do here is convert these into the same unit of measurement. Let's go with centimeters. 2 meters, 200 centimeters. 80 millimeters, 8 centimeters. So now we just need to divide 200 by 8. And we get 25. Answer is A, 25. Question 14. What number is missing from the sequence below? What's the pattern here? 1, 3, 6, 10, 15. So we'll add in 2, then we'll add in 3, then we'll add in 4, then we'll add in 5. The number that we'll add in increases by 1 each time. So 2, 3, 4, 5. Next number, just add 6 to get 21. The answer is C. Question 15. Jane spent £5.38 on toys. She paid with a £10 note and a 50p coin. How much change did Jane get back? How much did she spend? She spent £10.50. That's what we're going to do. £10.50 minus 5.38. She gets back £5.12p. The answer is C. Question 16. What is the reflex angle between the hands of a clock at 4 o'clock? The reflex angle is the angle that is greater than 180 degrees. To do this, let's find out this angle. 4 is a third of the way around the clock. Because there are 12 hours in the clock. 4 over 12 is a third. There are 360 degrees in the full circle. So we want a third of 360 degrees for this, which is 120 degrees. The remainder, 360 degrees minus 120 degrees, is 240 degrees. The answer is B. Question 17. Which of these has the smallest value? Let's work them all out. 20% of 75. It's 15. 2/3 of 21. 14. 50% of 32. 16. 4/5 of 20. 16. 25% of 72 is 18. So which is the smallest out of these? B, 14. Question 18. Which of these can fit in the function box? So how do we get from this to this? Let's look at the options. Multiply by 0.8. 2 times 0.8 is 249.6. So it's not that one. Add 15 would get us to 327. So it's not that one. Subtract 25. 312 minus 25. 307 equals 287. Is that the same number as that? Yes. So we can subtract 25. The answer is C. Make that a little neater. We'll move on. Question 19. Find the value of x. 13 plus 2x equals 3. Let's start. Take away 13 from both sides. Whatever we do to this side, we must do the same thing to that side. So we take away 13. To get 2x equals minus 10. Let's divide both sides by 2 now. So we get x equals minus 5. Find the value of x. B, minus 5. Question 20. The graph shows how much a company charges to deliver parcels. Altogether, how much would the company charge to deliver 2 parcels? One 15 kg and one 37 kilograms. So, up to 15. It is £7 plus 37 kg, which hits here, which is £11.25. Add them together, £18.25. Closest answer here, £18. Question 21. In 1 year, 2 million tonnes of glass bottles and jars were thrown away in the UK. 40% of these bottles and jars were recycled. How many tonnes were recycled? So, let's start off by writing 2 million out like this. 2 million has 6 zeros. I'm using these commas to separate them. 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And we want 40% of that. So let's start by getting 10%, which is just one less zero on the end. That's 10%. To get 40%, we can multiply by 4 to get 800,000. So, the answer is D, 800,000. Question 22. In a survey, pupils are asked if they owned a bicycle. 5/8 of the pupils said no. 80% of the pupils, 80 of the pupils said no. Not 80%, 80. 80 is 5/8 of total. So we want to find out how many were there. So let's divide 80 by 5 to get 1/8 of the total. 80 divided by 5 is 16. Then we can do 16 multiplied by 8 to get 128. Question 23. What number is 10,000 more than 987,6543? Nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3 plus 10,000 would be 9, 8, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3. Let me scroll down. 9, 8, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3. E. Question 24. 1.2 divided by 6. Good way to work this one out. Let's move that decimal point to the side for now. So we're looking at 12 divided by 6 is 2. Now we just add that decimal point right back in again. Should be after the 2. We add it in before the 2. We started off by multiplying 1.2 by 10 to get 12, and then we'll finish it off by dividing by 10 to bring it back to what it was before. So we get 2, the decimal point moved to there, becomes a 0.2. Question 25. 4 chocolate bars, 75p each, and 3 pens at 95p each. So 4 times 75, £3. And 3 times 95 is £2.85. So the total, £3 plus £2.85, £5.85. We want to take that away from the £10 note. We are left with £4.15, which is C. Question 26. Boxes of tins are delivered to a shop. There are 37 boxes, each containing 25 tins. So 37 times 25. 5. Carry the 3. It'll be 15. Add that 3 on. 1. Put the 0 in. 4. Carry the 1. 6 plus the 1. 7. 5. 2. Carry the 1. Becomes 9. The answer is B. 925. Question 27. Kate has one 10p coin, one 50p coin, and some 20p coins. Altogether, she has £1.20. So, 10 plus 50 is 60. And then the rest, 60 plus a number of 20p coins is 120. So she has 120 minus 60p, 60p worth of 20p coins. How many 20p coins does it take? 20p times 3 is 60p, so she has 3 20p coins. Question 28. Lisa has some boxes that are all of the same size. She uses 4 of the boxes to make a pile of 72 centimeters tall. She puts 1 more box on top of the pile. So, 72 divided by 4. 18. We want to add 1 more box on top of 72. 90 centimeters, which is A. Yep. 29. A cuboid container holds 12 litres when full. 1 litre is 1,000 centimetres cubed. The inside length and width of the cuboid are 40 centimetres and 20 centimetres. What is the height? So, to find volume, to find this, we multiply height, length, and width. So, we multiply height, which I write as h, times 40, times 20, equals 12 times 1,000, 12,000. So we get, when we multiply them together, when we take those away to find h, we end up with 15. Right? Question 30. I count in equal steps. My first number is -3, my 5th number is 5. What is my 3rd number? So, if she's counting in equal steps, it takes 1, 2, 3, 4 steps to go from -3 to 5. The difference there is 8. So each step is 8 divided by 4, 2. So she goes from -3, -1, 1, 3, 5. So the answer is 1. Question 31. 1 quire of paper is equal to 24 sheets. 1 ream is equal to 20 quires. How many sheets are in 2 reams? So, let's find out how many sheets are in 1 ream. 24 times 20 is 480. That is the number of sheets in one ream. So we want to multiply that by 2. And we get 960. Question 32. How many millimeters are in 2.3 kilometers? So there are 10 millimeters in a centimeter. There are 100 centimeters in a meter, and there are 1,000 meters in a kilometer. So we have 1 million millimeters in 1 kilometer. So let's times that by 2.3. 2300000. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. The answer is A. Question 33. Gina finished her homework at 8:24 p.m. She started it at 6:52. So, let's first work out the minutes. To get from 6:52 to the end of the hour is 8 minutes. And then, to get to 24 past, that's plus 24 minutes. So 8 plus 24, 32 minutes. Then, to get from 7 to 8, it's just plus 1 hour. So 1 hour plus 32 minutes, 92 minutes. Question 34. There are 120 boys and 80 girls in a small primary school. During the holidays, 50% of the boys, 50% of 120 is 60 boys. 60 boys. And 60% of the girls saw Harry Potter. 60% of 80 is the same as 50% plus 10%, which is 40 plus 8, so 48 girls saw Harry Potter. 48 girls plus 60 boys is 108 kids in total. So 108, and there are 200 kids in total. So we want the percentage there. It is, oh no, 108 is the answer. It is just asking the total number of pupils. Question 35. On a clock face, what is the angle between the hands at 8:30? Yeah, the angle between the hands at 8:30. So let me draw a nice big clock face. 12 there. 3, 6. I'll scroll down a little bit more. 6, 9. Do 7, 8. So 8:30, you got the minute hand on the 6, and you've got the hour hand halfway between the 9 and 8. Because remember, the hour hand moves on during the hour. So it's halfway through the hour, the minute hand will be halfway between 8 and 9. Right? So we want this angle here. So you can see, it's less than 90 degrees, because 6 to 9 would be 90 degrees. So if that's a third, that'd be 30 degrees. 60 degrees. Halfway between 60 and 90 degrees would be 15 degrees. 75 degrees. The answer would be A, 75 degrees. Moving on to VR, verbal reasoning. What we want here is the synonyms for the words. So, start off. Foe and adversary. Both of these words mean enemy. So the answers are C and Z. Question 2. The answers are A, cease, and Z, halt, because both of these words mean to stop. Question 3. The answers are feign and pretend, because both of these words mean to fake being something, fake doing something. Remember, synonyms are words that mean the same thing. So, moving on, number relationships. We look at the example. Both of these multiply together to make this. Both of these multiply together to make this. both these together to make this. So what is the relationship between these? Well, if you times 5 and 7, you get 35. You 35 minus 2, you get 33. Let's try that again here. 6 times 4 is 24. 24 minus 2, 22. So what we're doing is we're multiplying these two together, and then we're taking away 2. So 3 times 9, 27, minus 2, 25. The answer is B, 25. Question 5. 4 times 12 is 48. So it doesn't seem to be anything related to that. What if we added them together? 4 plus 12, 16. 16 plus 4 again is 20. So what do we do there? We did this number 12 plus 2 of this number equals 20. What if we do that here? This number plus 2 of this number. 9 plus 8 is 25. So for this, 13 plus 7 plus 7, 2 of this number, would be 27. 27 is the answer. Question 6. 62 and 19. Let me just neaten this up a little bit. 25, 27. Question 19. 62 minus 19 is 43. 54 minus 28, 26. 37, this one, minus 18, 19. The answer is A. Remember, look for the patterns between the words, between the numbers. Next part, find the 4-letter word hidden in the sentence. So, the family was staying with relatives. If we look here, right here, I use my highlight for this one. 4-letter word hidden there is the word rest. Between were and staying, you have the word rest. The answer is C. Question 8. Father bought mother 12 red roses. The answer here, H-E-R-B, is herb. Is it a plant? Question 9. So I will mark that one down as A. Question 9. Towering overhead, the rocks seemed magnificent. The answer here, hero. You see that? H-E-R-O. Hero. B. C. The rocks. Question 10. Letter relationships. CG, we're looking at the example. CG is to ED as BW is the DT, because you move 2 and you move back 3 letters. So whatever change we make here, we must make to these ones. So how do we get from K to H? We move back 1, 2, 3. We move back 1, 2, 3 from I 2, 3, we get F. How do we get from Y to A? If we imagine the alphabet continues like this, we move forward 1, 2. So let's do that from T. 1, 2. There's 2 here. We get V. What's the answer? FV. Question 11. AY to WZ is EU to something else. So A, remember the alphabet continues as a loop. So move back 1, 2, 3, 4 letters to get to W. So we move back 1, 2, 3, 4 from E, and we get A. Now from Y, we move forward 1 to get to Z. For the U, we'll move forward 1 to get to V. What's the answer? AV is C. Question 12. CB to XY. How do we get from C to X? Remember, the alphabet carries on like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We move back. So let's do the same to A. WV. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We land on V. Then B to Y. We move back 1, 2, 3. Let's move from E back 3. 1, 2, 3. We land on B. What's the answer? E. VB. Substitution. So each of these letters means a number, and we've got to use BODMAS to figure out what to do with these. So D divided by C times E. Remember, BODMAS, brackets, order, division, multiplication, addition, subtraction. Division comes first. So D divided by C. D is 16 divided by C. 16 divided by 2 is 8. Times by E. 8 times 4, 32. The answer is 32, which can be written as A. The answer is A. Question 14. What is the answer to this sum written as a letter? Remember, brackets first for the B. A divided by C. A is 15, C is 3. So 15 divided by 3 is 5. Five times E. E is 9. 5 times 9, 45. Minus A is minus 15. 45 minus 15 is 30. 30 written as B. The answer is B. B. Question 15. B times E. Brackets first. See these brackets? Brackets first. B times E. 14 times 3 is 42. Divided by D. D is 7. So 42 divided by 7 is 6. All of that, 6 plus C is plus 4. So 6 plus 4 is 10. 10 is written as A. Is the answer? A. Cool. Insert the missing 3-letter word. So each of these here, we are missing a 3-letter word in there. The vines had something themselves together. The answer here is win. The vines had an... I will write the extra word in red. The vines had entwined themselves together. Entwined means tangled up. Tangled. The vines had entwined themselves together. Father had his wallet stolen. Wallet stolen. Question 18. We something she was with you. We assumed. We assumed she was with you. Assumed means we thought she was with you. Insert a letter. So here, what we need to do, one of these letters, we put them into the words, and it goes at the end of this word and the beginning of this word, and makes 2 new words. So the answer here is A. We take the A off chain and we add it into bet to make beat, and we are left with chin and beat. Question 20. The answer is B. We take the B out of rebel to make real, and we put it into stale to make stable. As in a horse's stables. Question 21. The answer is C. We take the C out of pitch to make piv, and we add it into rave to make crave. Piv is part of an orange or a lemon. It's inside the skin of an orange or a lemon. So question 22. The answer is A. We take the O, this O here, out of odor to make dower, and we put it into sell to make cello. Dower means very serious, and cello is the instrument. So matching the 4 words and the 3 codes. Here, each of these letters corresponds to, each of these words corresponds to the code, except from 1. So 1 is a trick. So how we do these ones is we look for similar letters. So, these words both end in E, and these both end in 2. That means there are some similarities here. So it's likely one of these is one of these 2, and the other one is the last one. So So how can we figure which is cone and which is once? We look for the other letters. N is second to last in this one, and it's second in this one. So it could be that N is written here as 4. How do we check? Where's this O in this one? O is second, that could be 3. And once again, 3 is at the start. Could be the O. So let's write that down. 6, 3, 4, 2. 3, 4, 6, 2. Remember, 2 is E. 2 is E. N is 4, N is 4. 3 is O, 3 is O. 6 is C, 6 is C. Works out right. Then the last one, because we know all of these, 2 is E. That means that letter there is an E, which makes that second letter. 5, 2, 4, 1. E is the first letter on this word, so we know it can't be that one. So echo is the trick there. So, work out the code for shoe. What is S? S is 1. I'll use my highlighter. S is written as 1. H, where is H? H is written as 5. O is 3. And E is 2. This code we're looking for, 1532. That is D. What is the word for 2112462? So what is 2? 2 is E. 1 is S. E. N. C. E. Essence. The answer is D. And chosen. We know C is 6. H is 5. 3, 1, 2, 4. 6, 5, 3, 1, 2, 4. That would be C. 6, 5, 3, 1, 2, 4. Right. Number series. We've got to work out the pattern, then carry on. So what's the pattern? 173, 150, 131, 116, 105. Numbers decreasing every time. But what's it decreasing by? So 173 minus 23, then minus 19 to get from there. To get to there, minus 15. To get to there, minus 11. It's the number we're taking away. It gets smaller over time. I'm writing plus because it's going from a big negative number to a smaller negative number. So technically the number is increasing. But we go from 23 to 19 to 15 to 11. What's 4 less than 11? Minus 6. Minus 7. Minus 7. So let's take away 7 from 105 and we are left with 98, which is D. Question 27. What have we done? So, looks here. Let's ignore the 3. Let's look at it 160, 80, 40, 20, 10. What are we doing every time? We're dividing by 2. And then we're just adding 3 onto the end of it. So 160 divided by 2 is 80, divided by 2, 40, divided by 2, 20, divided by 2, 10, divided by 2 is 5. Let's add that 3 back on. 5 plus 3 is 8. Here, 4 to 5 plus 1 minus 4. 0 minus 2. And minus 3. Ah. So we need to look at it. 2 different sequences. This one, minus 3. Minus 3. See that? And this one, I drew this in red, minus 4. Minus 4. We're left with minus 3. These are 2 different sequences. The answer is A, minus 3. Question 29. Compound words. 2 full words put together to make something new. Question 9. Hang out. Hang out. A and Y. Question 30. Jack pot. Jack pot. Question 31. Miss Ion. Miss Ion becomes mission. Question 32. Pass port. Passport. Question 30. Daytime becomes daytime. Question 34. Inhabit. Inhabit means to live somewhere. We inhabit England. We inhabit London. Question 35. In the contest for schoolhouse points, green got twice as many as blue, who were 25 below red. Red got 32 more points than yellow, who came last with 54 points. Which house won and what was their score? So, yellow came last with 54. Red got 32 more than that. So 54 plus 32, 86. Blue were 25 behind red. So 86 minus 25, 61 for blue. Then green got twice as many as blue. So they got 122. That means green won. Answer is A. Question 36. Susie, Molly, Hannah and Freya are sisters. Every day the girls have a school lunch or packed lunch. Susie has school lunches on Monday, Wednesday and Friday. On Tuesday, Thursday she brings packed lunch. Molly has school lunches every day apart from Monday. Hannah has packed lunches on Monday, Thursday and Friday. Freya has school lunches when Hannah does, as well as on Fridays. Only one of the statements are true. If these statements are true, only one of these statements below cannot be true. Right. So only one of them is not true. Which one is not true? So let's work out. Susie, I'm going to do red for packed lunch. I'm going to do blue for school lunch. And we're going to draw it out here. So School lunch is Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And packed lunch Tuesday, Thursday. Molly has school lunches every day apart from Monday. So Molly has school lunches. Molly has packed lunch Monday. Then school lunch for the rest of the week. Hannah has packed lunch on Monday, Thursday, and Friday. And Freya has school lunches when Hannah does, as well as on Fridays. So those two, as well as on Friday. So, 3 sisters have school lunches on Fridays. 1, 2, 3. That one is true, so it's not that one. There is only one day all sisters have school lunches. That's true because that's Wednesday. 2 sisters have packed lunches on Monday. 1, 2, 3 sisters have packed lunches on Monday. So that one is untrue. Let's just check before we put our final answer down. Molly has the most school lunches per week. School is in blue. And Molly is second, so that one's true. Only Hannah has a packed lunch on Fridays. Only Hannah, there. Hannah, yep. That one's true. So the answer is C. 2 sisters have packed lunches on Monday. Moving on to non-verbal reasoning. Matrices. So in matrices, there is a change between some of the sequences in the box. So here, that rotates 180 degrees, so it flips upside down. You see if you turn your paper, rotate that 180 degrees. That is now, this side is now pointed downwards. What were on the left side of it, now on the right. What were on the right, and now on the left. It has literally turned upside down. So this one, I'll do this in black pen. To get from this box to this one, we will have a square there. This arrow will point downwards. The black arrow, excuse my awful drawings, will point up like that. And this will point this way. So we will be left with something that looks like E. Question 2. The change is easily visualized like this. So from this box to this one, what happens? The circle in the background shrinks and turns black. This top shape goes from black to white, and this triangle stays the exact same. So, if we're looking at this square, this circle will turn white. This pentagon will stay the exact same, and the square behind will shrink and turn black. What are we left with there? We are left with B. That looks the most like my drawing. Question 3. We have pentagon and a shield and a square. And they move along, one this way. So the shield moves one to the right, square moves one to the right. See that? This square moves one to the right, shield moves one to the right. Pentagon loops back to the start. So, next one, shield loops back to the start. See that? Pentagon moves one to the right, square, we'll move one to the right. So we are left with E. Next box, question 4. Seems that these shapes are rotating 90 degrees anti-clockwise. It starts pointing up like that, rotates so that it's pointing sideways. Does the same with this F shape. Now it's pointing up, and then it's upside down in the bottom one. So we do that with this, and we will have it pointing upwards like that. And the patterns, they go from dots to stripes to cross-hatching. So we are left with A. Question 5. Question 5. Similar figures. So we have 3 shapes here. What do we have? We have 2 shapes which are the same. One of them is black, one of them is white. One of them is black, one of them is white, one of them is black, one of them is white. We have a small white circle. So what are we looking for here? 2 shapes which are both the same. They are both squares. One of them is black, one of them is white. And we have a small white circle. So your answer is B. Question 6. We have a shape with 2 dots in it and 2 U shapes which face away from the dots. The dots are not connected. The dots are not connected by any lines, so it's not that one. The dots are black, so it's not that one. The U shapes should be curved, so it's not that one. And both dots are beside each other. They're not on the other side. So it is C. Question 7. We have some shapes filled in with white. And on its right side is a smaller version of the same shape. So the little the triangle has a little triangle on its right side, on this corner of it. Pentagon is a little pentagon, and the circle is a little circle. So here, with B, this rectangle has a tiny little rectangle on its right side. So answer is B. Question 8. We have an upside down Y shape, and on a side of it are a small white square and circle, and the shape has a black shape on there. So which follow this? It needs to be upside down, so it's not that one, not that one. Remember, it's a circle and a square, not a triangle and a square. And these should be white, so it's not that one. The answer is A. Analogy. So what we're looking at here is a change from this to this, and we're trying to replicate that change on this box to one of these. So what can we see here? The background here around this shape starts off black and then it flips to white, whereas this little flower shape starts off white, then flips to black. So the colours invert. So what we can see here is this line pattern is going to turn to white. And inside the star, that's going to turn to the line pattern. So what can we do? We can cross off that one. Next thing we notice, this flower has 5 prongs in it. And it ends up with 4. So it's got 1 less bit sticking out. So on this 5-sided star, we can assume it will end up as a 4-sided star. So we cross off that, cross off that. Next thing to notice, the circle on the inside, the cross starts off like that and it turns into that. So it rotates by 45 degrees. So we can do the same thing for that one. So it starts off like this and it will end up either like that or like that. Excuse the terrible drawings. So if we can see it's rotated, it's not going to be that one because that one hasn't rotated. So the answer is going to be B. It's question 10. We have semicircle here. Semicircle's then cut in half again. So we've got this diamond shape. Let's cut this diamond shape in half and we'll end up with a triangle. Whether the triangle looks like that or like that, we don't know just yet. But at least we know it's a triangle. So we can cross off that one, cross off that one. Another thing to notice, this stays in the top right corner. So we can assume that this triangle, whether it faces like that or like that, will be in the bottom right hand corner. So what can we cross off? We can cross off this one, and this one. See these triangles? Bottom left, bottom right corner. What next? So we got 1 circle there, it becomes 2 circles. If we start off with 1 circle, it should become 2 circles. So answer should be E. Question 11. We start off with a small black circle up top and it becomes a shape a bit like that. So we got this small black square. It will stay a small black square, but it will have a shape around it. What that shape is, we don't know just yet. Whether that's a triangle pointing downwards or pointing upwards. Another thing to note, this sort of oval shape outline stays the same regardless of what happens inside it. Right? The outside shape stays the same. So that one becomes more pointed. So we know it's not going to be that. What I've just noticed is that that shape is a combination of this and this. So we know that the square is going to have a downward pointed triangle around it. So we can cross off that one and that one. And what we're left with? Well, this triangle here flips and doubles. So we're going to assume the same thing for that shape. It starts off like that. It should become like that. So we are left with E as the final answer. Next up, question 12. Let's see. So, this little shape, top left, pointed in the same direction, bottom right there. That's the first thing that sticks out to me. This square and this circle swap colours. So the black and white shapes swap the colours. We can look at this hexagon, this triangle, they're also black and white shapes. So we can assume they're going to swap colours as well. We're going to get a black triangle and a white hexagon. So we can cross that one out. We can cross that one out because there's no white hexagon. Cross that one out, no white hexagon. Cross that one out, no white hexagon. The answer is B. Rotation. So, we want to look at this shape rotated. An easy way to do this, rotate your piece of paper. In the exam, there's nothing wrong with rotating the piece of paper just to see what the shape would look like from different angles. So, we can see this shape, this triangle, will move to this corner. This one will move to this. It will look like that. This one, like that. And this side, remember, they're opposite sides of the square, so they would stay opposite sides of the square. This one will stay white. And the circle in the centre, circle rotated, is still just a circle. So what we're looking at there is C. Question 14. This triangle rotated will look a bit like that. Square will look like the same. And this shape, this line, would look like that. So it would look like C. Question 15. It's a trickier one, this. Reflecting it. So, circle reflected, that's terrible drawing. Circle reflected looks like a circle. What would it look like if we placed a mirror along this line? So this is on the far side of the mirror, so we can assume it will be on the far side of the mirror again. And then what we're looking at is a rectangle with a cross there. This, because the mirror is there, it will just go straight across. And although my drawing is terrible, the shape should look like this. Fill in that side there. See that? So what does that most look like? That most looks like A. Question 16. This shape is completely symmetrical. So when we flip it, it will just look like the same shape. There are no differences between this side of the shape and this side. So when we flip it, it looks the same. It's the answer. C. Moving on to codes. Each of these letters correlates to a part of the shape. And the way we can figure it out is we look at the similarities. These two are both J. What do they have in common with each other? The black side is on the left. See that? Here, the black side is on the right of this little shape. And that's got the letter K. So we can assume, oops, wrong one. It will be one of these three. One of these three. What next? X, Y, Z. They all have different letters here, but we also know there's a different number of these shapes. So we can say X is for 1, Y is for 3, and Z is for 2. And there is 1 here, so we can assume that will be X. And this will be K. So we're looking at KX, which is D. Next, what immediately sticks out to me, these both are N. And what do they have in common? They've got two horizontal lines. They've got there and there. two horizontal lines, Zen. So if this bottom letter is about where these lines are, we're going to assume O here is for a vertical line like that. And what we're looking at there, we've got a vertical line like that. So we'll put O there. And then, let me make this a little bit neater. These zigzags, they are both D. So we can put D there, and we're looking at DO, which is E. The odd one out. Which of these shapes is the odd one out? Well, what do they have that could be the problem? These lines facing this way, they're still facing this way. Yep. On all of these shapes, the lines are facing from that way. What else could be the problem if we know it's not that? Well, we look at these. Half the area is this. The other half is this box. You see? Maybe it's easier if I highlight it. Exactly halfway in all of these, it's a square. And halfway across the square, that's a rectangle, but it's an even area from this side to this side. You get it? On this shape, this right side is much bigger than this left side. So the answer is going to be D. Question 20. Well, are they all hexagons? Yep, 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 and yep. They are all hexagons, so that's not the problem. Have they all got a square on the inside? They have. What about this line on the square? Well, follow that line, follow that line, follow that one. Ah, missed the line. Missed the line again. Pretend that is going through this line here. And there. We can see this line is going through the corners of the hexagon. On this shape, it's going through the side. So we know it's going to be C. That is the difference there. So answer 19 and 20 is D and C. Series. What comes next in the series? So first, let's follow this black circle. Starts off bottom right corner, goes in moves across bottom left, moves upwards, top left, moves to the right. So it's top right. We're going to assume it will move from top right back down again. It is going in that direction. Yep. So it's going to be there. This square is following. It's on the opposite corner every time. So we can assume this square will be there. So we're looking at C. Question 22. We have got this shape here. And it seems to me like it starts off bottom right, moves off this way, loops back round, and then it's just following its way through. So it starts off bottom right, loops back to there, and now moves one, and it's in the middle. When it gets back to its original position, it changes into a 9. What about this division sign? We follow that down. It moves downwards as well. And then when it gets to the bottom, it changes into a different symbol. just like this thing. So, what can we maybe pick up from this? Maybe when it reaches this bottom corner, it changes into a different symbol. So whatever symbol, another thing, this black square, when it reaches the bottom corner, changes into a white square. So it changes its symbol again. This bottom corner, it's a never before seen shape every time. And we know, once this new shape forms, it loops back round to top left. So this 9, we can stick on top left. This X will move 1 through. And this square won't reach the bottom corner, it'll become a new shape entirely. So we don't know what shape this is going to be, it could be anything. So looking at that, we've got a 9 top left, X in the middle, and a star in the bottom right. That's the new symbol in E. So E is the final answer. In this series, it seems it is rotating. The circle stays the same every time, and these tic-tac-toe patterns stay the same, but it's where these little dots move. So it's moving 90 degrees clockwise. Let's follow this circle. Moves from there to there to there in this one. We'd say it will move to there in this one. Let me do that in red pen. It'll move to there. And these two, they move from here to here to here. You say they'd be there next. So we put them there and there. That looks like E. There is no consistency with the colours I'm using. No consistency. So, question 24. These triangles. Starts off with 5, moves to 4, moves to 3. What comes after 3? Should be 2. 2 triangles. Not sure why there's 2 there. These little circles starts off with 1, moves to 2, moves to 3, miss 1, moves to 5. Between 3 and 5 comes 4, so there should be 4 little circles there. The answer is D. Again, I'm not sure why there's another triangle there. Question 25. Codes. So, like codes here, the letter correlates to a part of the shape. Sorry about that. So, what similarities can we notice here with these two? Well, they're both 3 vertical lines. So we can assume this G refers to 3 horizontal lines. What about these little shapes in the end? Well, we start off with black circles. We've got white semicircles and black squares. They're all different, but so are all these letters. So we can assume this first letter relates to what shape is here. So what are we looking at here? 3 white semicircles. What letter do we look at for that? R. So it's a G for 3 horizontal lines and an R for the semicircles. RG is letter E. Question 26. What similarities can we notice? These are both D. What do they have in common? The 2 shapes are below the line. You see this one's C, they're both above the line. See this one's A, half and half. So D refers to they're both being below the line. Here, they're both above the line. So we can assume it's going to be C. What else can we look at? This first letter is different for every one. I'm going to say it relates to the shape used, because the shapes are also different in every one. This one's circles, so it's X. This one's squares, so it's O. Hearts, so it's I. Pentagons, so it's M. Hearts, I see. The answer is C. Scrolling down. Hidden shapes, question 27. What we want to find, where is this shape on any of these? Do any of these have this shape? It's right there on E. I wonder if the highlighter would be better to show this. There. So we're looking for this shape next. So right there. Nope. Definitely outline it. Right there. Next up, this pointy one. Where could it be? Well, there. You see how that's the same shape? Because that line would follow along and it would sort of make a squarish thing there. So the answer is C. Circle that one as well. For this one, this trapezium, we will find that on E. There. Right. Find the net that makes a 3D test shape. Oh my word, that's a big shape. So, what can we look at here? These two sides are touching each other. These two are also touching each other. However, they are touching on the left side, so it can't be A because it would look more like that rather than that. Okay, so it's not A. Is it B? No, because when you fold it up, once again, terrible drawings, so I apologise for that. It would look more like that. They are on the wrong sides for it to be B. Is it C? Well, the faces of it, these horizontal lines are on the right side. This one's on the right side. But let's look at the triangles next. Above this face, we have a downward pointed triangle. This triangle faces upwards, so it's not C. Is it D? Well, as I was saying for B, they would be this way around. Are the triangles above and right? Well, this one is shaped like that. Sorry, wrong side. This one's shaped like that. And the shape above this one is a little triangle at the top. So it looks, if I could draw it right, just like D. Question 32. What can we rule out immediately? We can rule out C, because none of these faces have that circle. This is a black circle. This is a white circle with a black background. But none of them are a white circle in a white background. So, C is out of the way. Let's look at E. Let me scroll down for this. Do these two faces touch? They do. See there? They touch there, so it would look just like that. And this blank white face, would that fold round to be above them like that? Yes, it would, because you cut the shape there, and as long as this face is there, it makes the same shape. So the answer is E. Question 33. Let's look at A first. Would these two sides touch each other? They would. Because you fold these upwards, and the way this eye is pointed would be parallel to these vertical lines. Would this U be facing the correct way? We fold this round, and it would point just like that. So the answer is A. Question 34. Let's look at A first. Would this cross touch this shape? It would, because it folds all the way around. But would it touch it in that way? No, because this face and this face would be touching. So this cross would be touching a black triangle, not a white one. So it's not A. Is it B? Well, let's fold these two sides together, see how they touch. Well, this black line touches this white triangle, which is what it's doing here, right in the corner. It would be touching right in that corner. So it's doing it right. And then obviously, the cross looks the same from all directions. So the answer would be B. Why there's a white space here on the test shape, I'm not sure. But if that white space wasn't there, answer is B. So, question 35. Fold along the lines and identify the new shape created. So we fold this triangle up, and it would be like that. We fold this rectangle in, it would look like that. So we can cross that out, cross that out, cross that out, cross that out. It's going to be B. Question 36. We fold this triangle down, looks like that. Fold this one. We're essentially just flipping the shapes. We're mirroring them onto the square. So we are left with a shape that looks like that. We've got zigzag, triangles there, then that rectangle. The answer is A. Question 37. Let's fold this triangle down. Let's fold this square across. Let's fold this one that way. So, cross that out, because those points don't touch there. They are parallel lines. It'd be D. Question 38. We fold this shape. That's pretty good. You fold that shape there, fold the triangle, fold this one that way, and fold that way. So, which one looks like that? Can't be A because we need that horizontal line all the way across. Can't be B because we need that triangle. Can't be C because we need that triangle. Can't be D. I've no idea what's going on there. Is it E? It's got that triangle. It's got that one. Got that one. There. The answer is E. Right. And just like that, we are done. Well done, everyone. I hope you did well. And I'll see you next time. Full mock 10.